Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Legends of Arcadia Genesis. Our players are ready. I hope. Our characters are ready.
Down the valley.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a sling. I got my spell components. Yeah.
Great. It's going to be a 2-day walk down the valley. Unless you want to take Malchus's inventive raft ride. He is currently going and making a distillery so that you can have whiskey while rafting down the river.
We need to wait for the whiskey before we use the raft, I think. That was per the instructions, so we should go on foot. Plus, we've got a mule with our food, so...
Yeah, I will go ahead and put my backpack on the mule, I guess, to avoid encumbrance.
Oh.
I'll get how heavier? 0.25 each, so 2.5. So I could do like 40 sling bullets. That's fine. That's about
Character
600.
sheets do math, you know.
Trust computers to do work. What do I look like? A programmer?
Actually, no, you look like you live in the woods and have never seen a computer in your life.
Nice.
All right. Off our heroes go down the valley. It's a fairly unimportant question, but would you like to head down the north or the south side of the river?
Are both possible?
Yeah,
As in, like,
from where
in
you
the
are in town.
there's bridges that go across the river and such.
Yes.
I mean, are they both equally wide?
Yeah, you can't see any significant reason to take one side or the other.
June, which route should we take? Which side of the river is safer?
Well, I am not the one who was rejected by the gods and knows of the valley and the forest. Perhaps we should be asking Yuswal which side is safer for traversal.
Look towards Iswal.
I do not think that it makes a difference. The river runs down the center of the valley.
Then let's go with whatever side we're already on.
You were the ones created with free will. I think it is.
You don't have free will.
I mean, I chose to come here, didn't I?
Ooh.
I don't know, did you?
But you have something adjacent to our free will then? Tell me, what is it like exactly? He pulls out like a small notebook, like ready to write down your thoughts.
What is it like for you? Can we only?
Well, I've been wondering
experience
about
but
that.
are,
Now, admittedly, I've only had a short while, but if my decisions up to this point are merely the amalgamation of my lived experiences and the circumstances of my creation, then do we really have free will?
Come, let us walk and talk.
I'm gonna walk ahead, like out of earshot out of the two of them, so I don't hear them lamenting about, how everything matters and what the things we've been given and all that kind of stuff. I'll just
Yeah.
scout
Ignoring the thrift of the gods and the fact that they tend to recycle souls and the like. Can you not but experience your one experience? How could you tell me what it is to be you?
Well, that's an excellent point.
I don't even know how to begin to put into words what my experience has been.
I shall think about this and compile some questions for later. I would love to interview you, though.
And out the party heads, apparently on the south side of the river. You can make 5, 10, 15, 20 miles of progress in a day, hiking down this beautiful valley. The grasses are green and lush. The river is slow and winding, broad enough that it's not going to be too fast moving, shallow enough that you could probably ford it in many places, although not every place. There are countless little villages. Basically, like every hex is going to have at least a small village in it, mostly with farmers and herders and a few orchardists. Not sure what the proper term for one who mans an orchard. Maybe nurses? I don't know. Yeah. And as the day begins to draw to a close, with the comets in the sky, it begins to darken, and you can gaze up into a blank and empty void of a sky with not a single star apparent, only the 2 comets which hang in the air.
Sorry, guys.
This is
I'll
interesting.
be right back 1 second.
You know, I have to bring about a bit of a strange note here. I have the ability to navigate by the stars, but I've never seen a star before. And it doesn't look like there are any stars. So how do I know how to navigate by the stars?
Nix puts a hand on Kale's shoulder, and if you look at her, you'll see that she has a massive nosebleed that is dripping down her face onto her cloak, and she says, "Listen, I know this seems really important to you right now, but I need to lay down. So if you could take your considerations and maybe think about them tomorrow at some point in the night, I would really appreciate it, because I don't think I can go on for much longer than this."
Sure. Let's lie you down. On a related note, can I have some of your blood?
No, absolutely not.
Which one is the witch and which one is the wizard?
So can we make a camp around here? Are we all good with this? She gets kind of
Yes.
jittery and she looks very, very pale.
Yeah. Here, lay yourself down to rest. Do we have... I don't think we have blankets or bedrolls or anything, do we?
I have a tent.
No?
No, fantastic.
So I will go about erecting my tent. Let's see. I don't remember how big I create. It's a large tent, so everyone can fit in it. Firebringer, make us a fire.
How did you...
Oh, I was actually referring to Nick because he said he had the fire cantrip. Good to know. File that away.
Doesn't he have everything? Never mind. You said Nick, not Sean.
Yeah. I don't think I even have the fire. I don't think I have anything to do with fire.
You shouldn't, right? You're a water player.
Yeah.
Yeah, Azul gathers some sticks and twigs and grass and makes them into a little hut, and I don't know, rubs their hands together and conjures some fire into existence.
Excellent.
With the power of non-weapon proficiencies.
And you get a campfire going. You can hear some dogs barking in the valley as the sun begins to set, and eventually howling as it goes down behind the mountains. Their voices range up and down, and each village sets off the next village, and soon it's just a cacophony of howling and barking dogs, followed by shouts of "Shut up!" Until slowly it fades.
We this close to civilization?
Yeah, I mean, there's
Or at
like
least
little
dogs.
villages all over the place.
And like farmlands, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with the steep mountain walls, the barks just kind of echo about ghostly like. Your first night in existence, guys. The valley seems pretty safe. You hear threats of ogres coming eventually, but there's certainly no need to take watch right now. Right?
No, but
I mean, there could be animals, right? So should we take watch anyways?
Feel like we should take watch.
sure.
Yeah. Who knows when the ogres will strike?
I think
I will
I think
take the
by
first watch.
by the time the discussion comes up, Nyx is already passed out. Like she's already fast asleep, and she's clutching I don't know, what seems to be a piece of paper in her hand as she sleeps. But she's not up for discussion to take any watches, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued by this piece of paper. I won't disturb the woman sleeping, but I would like to see what she's clutching.
Looks like a card.
Interesting.
Maybe
Okay.
you've been born with some kind of idea what, like, might be like a gaming card or something, you know, something people play a game with.
Apparently, I know what board
Clutching a
games
card.
are, so.
Yeah, so maybe you're the
Playing
game
card
expert. So it looks like a gaming card, you know, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
She also doesn't seem to sleep very calmly. Like she seems to be, you know, moving a lot and mumbling, making little noises.
Interesting.
Well, that's not going to be distracting.
So I'll take the first watch when everyone goes to sleep. I'm going to find like a little small hill nearby the camp, and I'll kneel down on the hill and light some incense and sort of like take off my holy symbol and just put it in front of me and sort of start saying prayers, looking down the valley towards the forest.
What are your prayers like?
Just asking for protection and guidance
From Malchus?
to protect us from the horrors of the valley and what's to come.
Okay. You feel like your words have a clear recipient who can hear them. There's not necessarily a reply, but you can intrinsically feel a one-way communication of your prayers being heard.
I think this provides some comfort in the face of the overwhelming sort of horror of staring down and thinking about what's to come.
Yeah. First day done. There are no encounters in the night other than the occasional barking of dogs, and a lost sheep who wanders near your camp and then promptly gets scared away.
Good job, it took watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dangerous sheep.
But them
I
they're
got
mountain
one
sheep.
health. Kill me.
The next day comes, and you guys can continue your way down the valley. Unless there's something you want to do different. I don't think so. And as that day... Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm gonna put it in the morning as we like pack up and leave and then start walking. I'm gonna put a hand on Abaddon's shoulder and I'm gonna say, "You'll have to stop this.
Stop what?
You have to stop it with the screaming in your dreams."
How do you know about that?
I can hear them and I can't sleep very well when you do that.
It's all there is. It's all there's ever been.
Well, all
think-
there's ever been. It's been a day, you know? I think you need to relax a little bit.
No, much longer than a day. An eternity.
Why are you so... How are you only around for such a short time and you're already so terribly stuck?
I think I stare blankly.
Listen, I can't give you much guidance right now, but I'm just gonna let you know. That guy that we met in the town square seems to be, quite frankly, not the most competent god. You know, not trying to be too judgmental, but I mean, I wouldn't put my money on him.
It's either him or her. What else is there?
Maybe there are other things. How do you know?
I shake my head. That's all there's ever been. The two of them.
I sigh, and I put my hand into the little satchel on my side, and I'll say, "Okay, listen. If you want me to protect you, okay, I need you to pick a card."
You look down at the cards. I
But-
don't think you can protect me, but I'll
Well-
play your game.
It's not a game, here's the thing. This is a really serious thing. If you pick a card, it's gonna be yours until we change it. And you might not like the card you're getting, but I promise you that the card is only there for your protection.
I'll gingerly reach a hand out then towards the cards that you've got, flayed out or whatever, and slowly take one and turn it over.
I'll just like hand you the deck like this, right? I'll pick
Yeah.
I'll hand you and you pick a card.
I'll take one.
And she takes the card and she flicks it and she holds it like in front of her right eye, and it looks like this. Which is, you can't see it, and
It's an upside down
I'm
bat.
telling you, it's an upside down bat. Yeah, exactly. And she turns it around, she looks at it, and she says, well, I mean, it's not death, so that's a good thing. You know, I'm just letting you know, that's positive. It could have been death, and then this would have been a very short journey. But, you're a hanged man, my friend. And that's where your screaming comes from in the night.
Hanged man?
Very close to death, you know. Not quite the same, but pretty close.
So be it.
See, that's the thing. The meaning of the hanged man is not all negative. The hanged man is actually a symbol of letting go. It's a symbol of the fears that are gripping you and how you have to overcome them to be your true self.
I think you don't know what you're speaking about.
You're saying that, but you were also surprised that I could hear your dreams.
I am surprised by that. That's true. Who are you?
I'm Nyx. I give a tiny bow.
I sort of, I guess, look at you, unsure, and take a step, sort of walk a few steps backward and turn around and go and speak to Iswell or June or Kale, who's always closest.
Literally
Change the
anyone else.
topic. Yeah.
How are you doing, Abaddon?
It's a rough night. Kale, how about you? You sleep okay?
Oh, I slept great. Tell me, you are a cleric, are you not?
I think so.
Could you describe to me the experience of having a direct connection to a god?
It's overwhelming. I don't really want to speak about it. And I'll walk away from you as well.
I place a hand on your shoulder, seeing these interactions. I pull a small flask out from underneath my Haori, and I say, I believe you may be needing to partake in this morning. And just walk away, leaving it with you.
I look at it. I don't know what this is, but I like the look of it. And I'll drink what I assume is to be liquor.
Could you pour a little bit of that into this vial, please?
I'll pour you a little bit.
All right.
It tastes awful.
We'll put hair on your chest.
Perhaps in time. This magic must be slow to work.
The day continues until you reach the very end of the valley. You can see that there are some people hiking down in a caravan of sorts. There seems to be maybe a bit of a trail with some ruts in it that a wagon these people are walking with their wagon. Coming down, the wagon's loaded with tools and supplies. They're maybe an hour or so behind you. So you get to the end of the valley first, and there is a pretty stark line for the end of the forest. I mean, it's not like, perfect line. There's a bit of a fade of trees, but you reach a certain point. The river begins to narrow considerably. The water's moving more quickly. The ford becoming almost impossible here. And beyond is the darkened wood of conifers reaching high into the sky. You've got cypress trees, you've got ponderosa pines, all sorts of tall, prickly boys that cast long shadows.
This is it. The end of our valley. And the beginning of the forest of death.
It's a little dramatic, don't you think?
We should probably abandon. We took the raft, right? I can't remember.
No.
Oh, yeah. If you're talking this much, I'm not surprised you don't catch too much of your surroundings, but we actually used our feet to make it all the way here. I'm glad you didn't, have too much trouble traveling.
Oh, I'm a hardy person. I'm quite adept at walking. In fact, the steps I don't even notice them anymore.
A professional walker, look at you.
Staring at the trees, not taking my eyes off them, I edge over towards Iswell and say, we're here, we've seen it, are we really meant to go inside?
Meant? You weren't meant for anything. Did you not hear, Malchus? You were created with free will of your own.
What else
The
is
choice is yours. But if you do not choose to defend these people, gesturing back to the valley, and who will?
That's our purpose. I didn't take my eyes off it. Just stand staring at the trees.
Well, I'll take my elbow and I'll gently nudge Yoon and I'll say, hey Yoon, race you all the way to the first fern you can catch in the forest. How about that?
I will give you a head start. I've
Perfect.
noticed
And
your
she
frail
starts
condition.
running. She's already running.
I'll give her a solid 10-step lead before bursting into a sprint to reach the
Yes.
first conifer.
She has to pick up a really long skirt so she looks like a storm running right as she's going.
All right. The two of you bolt into the darkened wood, excited for the adventure. The other three look on in confusion, horror? What?
Bit of both.
I'm just waiting for
Interest?
somebody to fall and injure themselves because I need to collect some blood still.
I
Don't
think when
worry,
they start running,
I have
up-
1 HP, Sean. There will be blood for days.
You're gonna get hit once, and there's just gonna be blood everywhere.
I'm not even
Just
gonna
one
get
day.
hit. I'm just gonna trip on a twig or something.
Yeah, and you're gonna
break
like
my
sever an
neck.
artery and
Yeah.
just like in a fountain.
Yeah,
Makes me the winner then if you die on your way, right?
it's true.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, I'll follow walking rather than sprinting.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Can I get a strength check between our witch and our fighter?
Indeed. A 30.
21. Wait, am I in the right thing? I can't see you. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah. Okay.
30 and a 24. All right, so June easily pushes past Nyx. Makes
I think
it to
it's
the
less
end.
ease. I think I've given her a significant enough lead, and I am a good judge of things. Right? This is my highest trait being wisdom. I can judge the exact distance I need, and so rather than blowing past her on the way, I slowly catch up until at the very last moment I am the first to touch the conifer. And turn
damn it.
back with a wide smile of satisfaction.
How do you wear this giant butter knife and you're still quicker than me? I don't understand.
Because it is an extension of myself. It is not a thing that hinders me. It is yet another of my appendages.
Oh. Okay then. I guess I can respect that. I give him a tiny bow.
Azul,
Return it.
you, as you watch this encounter and approach them, you notice creeping down the trunk of the tree that June has just put his back to is like a 6-foot wide spider, and taking tentative toe steps down the tree in the shade.
Do the three of us see this since we're all kind of with Iswell?
You guys are all with him, but he sees him first. I rolled a die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm not watching them. I'm on high alert, looking about the forest, expecting an ogre ambush, but instead it's a spider.
See the spider.
And I say calmly, June, don't move a muscle. Don't
Okay.
freak out. But there's an enormous spider right over your shoulder. And I cautiously, without making sudden movements, go to the donkey, which has my pack, and produce my longbow from said donkey.
Yeah. The spider
Would you,
has crawled down to the point where its legs are about June's shoulder height, but on the tree behind him. So he's definitely most of the way down the tree, but taking its time and going carefully, quietly.
Upon being told that there's a giant spider behind me, I make in a single motion, I take Nyx and just push her back behind me and spin and
Towards
hold
the
my
spider?
gauntleted arm. No, behind
Exactly.
me.
But the spider's behind you.
Spider's behind me.
He
I
turns,
push her
right?
further back.
Oh,
and
okay, I
turn,
got it.
face the spider, and try to place my gauntleted arm defensively up.
I said no sudden movements.
The
loosing an arrow and
Yep.
maybe we roll
Yeah.
Should we
initiative.
do initiative here?
as Azul grabs his longbow and pulls out the first arrow, June turns. The spider goes ready for the leap, and we should roll initiative.
Can we get tokens to roll initiative, or are we just
That
doing
would
a
be
D10?
great, but we don't have any artwork for our characters yet, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way.
Is there a way
Without
to
the
roll an initiative with the
with real or fictional dice. No.
what's the initiative of a longbow? Do I have it noted wrong, or is it 5?
I believe
5
it
now.
should be.
Did you
Actually, I don't
buff
know.
it?
I buffed it a bunch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 5.
Okay. Let's do it. First combat of the session. Of the season. Let's see. We got a 13 for Azul, a 7 for June. Everyone declare your actions and roll your initiatives.
I'm gonna shoot a sling bullet at it.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm attacking with my flail.
Excellent.
Got a 9. Greg's about to end the spider's whole career there. See it.
Okay. So we got a 13, a 7. Can we get some more initiative rolls in here?
Can you
10
have
for
everybody.
Kale.
I have a 6.
I already
Got
did.
a 9.
I rolled an 18.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm misreading these things. They're all here. Yeah, I'm just a
Yep.
dum-dum. So Nyx goes at the same time as the spider. Nyx,
Nice.
why don't you start us
Um,
off?
It's a fast spider.
So I
Yeah.
guess you see Yoon reaching his arm around, right? Heroically stepping in front. And then 1 second later, you see Nyx just poke her head out to the side. And she's like, she put her headdress down, so she's now wearing the goat head, and she throws a dagger at the spider.
Let's see the attack roll.
I guess I don't have any modifiers, which is a miss.
Yeah.
What are you attacking with?
Dagger. I'm throwing it.
You hurl the dagger, it goes end over end and then like lands flatly against the spider and topples harmlessly to the ground as the spider reaches out with its fangs and a hiss and sort of thrusts forward in sort of like a snapping motion towards June.
Okay.
A 4. A modified
4.
4 to hit you.
I think it snaps out, and I have my gauntleted arm up, and I'm just able to like put it right in its fangs, and it just like clouts around metal, just like unable to pierce anything with flesh.
Yeah, it kind of does the bite forward, withdraws a little bit, hisses at you, uses its front legs to try and keep you guys at bay as the next person in line, June, makes his action.
All right, so it bites down on my arm, and I like shove forward with my gauntleted arm to close the space, and then quickly draw the short sword in my belt, and with a quick thrust into its abdomen, strike with a 2.
Yep. Yep. The spider's front legs kind of bat your blade to the side. It appears to be surprisingly smart for a dumb creature, aware of a weapon attacks and able to parry them. Venom drips from its fangs as Abaddon gets his shit together.
All right, I draw my flail. I take a step forward, mutter a prayer to Verossi, and try and take advantage of June, sort of pressing it back against the tree with a 6. So
Whoosh. The flail smashes into the side of the tree trunk. The spider pulls itself up a little bit, trying to retreat up, not far enough that it would provoke an attack of opportunity, but just thematically. And I believe it's
we aren't doing-
Azul.
Yeah, we aren't doing firing into melee or anything, are we?
I think the
I mean,
spider
here
is high
especially
enough
it's above,
up on
yeah.
the tree
Yeah.
that it's not going to be a problem. If it was on ground level with you, we would use firing into melee rules.
Yeah.
Maybe if you
Back,
like,
you fools. Is that a crit?
it is a hit, not a crit.
Really?
Ooh, got him. 1 damage.
Pink.
One of 8 legs has been
A
disabled.
truly lethal blow. I see all my health has been removed from the spider.
Power of the angels.
You've done 1 June of damage.
You can go ahead and make your second attack, Azul, as you notch another arrow.
Oh, do you do them at the same time?
No.
He's just
Kale
the last
gets
person
his
to
first.
go. Oh, Kale. I forgot about Kale. Sorry.
All
Go
right.
for it, Kale.
Kale's gonna attempt to check a sling bullet at this with the
Slinging.
7.
Oh, I love it. These roll.
Oh no.
Oh,
Maybe I do kill June.
Yeah, I think maybe the sling bullet, like the swinging around, gets a little bit too close to
No,
you. Your
this
shot
is the
gets
way we got to the
misaimed. Why don't you... I think there's 3 people in melee. Why don't you roll me a 1d3, and we'll see if you attack John.
No save versus death.
Yeah, is there like a... Does he make a second attack roll to see if he hits a second person or something?
You will make a second
Yes.
attack roll
Yeah.
against a person. So it'll be Abaddon, John, and Nyx, 1, 2, 3, respectively.
Nyx is at range. Is one of
Nyx
them the
was
spider?
right up close to the spider, though.
Usually you would roll for... You would include the spider, but...
That's true. Yeah, so we'll
Nyx
include
was
the spider
throwing
as
her
well.
dagger.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
behind.
but she was clowing. Like, she's like 2 steps behind June, though.
Right, am I
it's in
rolling
the
a
same
D4 or
trajectory.
D3?
D4. 4 will be the spider.
Okay.
Hey,
Spider.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
get another attack, or did they just miss?
But yeah, I think it just misses. Yeah, that's the right way to do that.
I mean, the initial roll was to hit the spider, so I think technically the spider shouldn't have been
Yeah.
an option. Because
Well,
by the rules, you should have rolled who you were hitting before you
should've-
rolled the d20.
Yeah.
but we
I'm
just
I'm not
said we're
trying to
not
argue
doing
against
firing
I'm
in
not
melee.
trying. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not trying to argue against the party, but I feel like if you're rolling a 1, that means you're hitting one of your party members, not.
I mean, there's
Potentially.
no hard rule for it, right? So it kind of
Yeah.
depends on how you resolve critical fumbles.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
I
gonna
think
argue for it too
dropping
hard.
your
people's
bow and
first
whatever, right?
combat in existence, a critical fumble where the spacing is awkward between everyone, could work that way.
I just
we've
want my
already rolled
character
it, let's
to die
just-
to the first
Rather
fucking
than
attack.
considering it targeting the
in the
spider, I think instead it could be like you shot June in the back, you shot Abaddon in the back, or you shot like into the trees.
Yeah, it's
because,
a
like,
4 is a
you
normal miss, essentially,
Like,
right?
I think that's
you
fair.
just Fired
whiffed
wildly.
it.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
just a really bad shot. And we'll roll initiative for the next round. Ooh,
We have
spider
music. Am I
goes
just in the
slow.
wrong channel or something?
There's music playing through roll 20.
Same speed.
You got the same as well.
Do you not hear it?
No,
I
but
don't
it's
hear
fine.
it. I did before, but I don't know.
Wow, we are very
Um,
slow, Easwall.
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe refresh your browsers? Roll 20, man. Such a good platform, except for the music problems.
Oh yeah, I haven't had music.
No, now I hear it. Yeah. Oh shit, it's loud and intense.
I think your character is kind of, rubbing up on you. Yeah.
All right, we got
Scary.
a 9, a 15, an 18, a 4, and a 6. Nyx, start us off.
Slowest in the race, but fastest at combat. So she curses slightly, and she puts one hand into her sleeve and draws out another dagger and throws another one.
All right.
You should get
curse
2
and you
around,
just hear,
actually.
like, language.
What?
Yeah, if you're throwing daggers, you get 2 around.
It's
You could've
fine. I already
thrown-
have. Okay. 18 actually.
You skewer the spider.
It's a
Nice.
d4 for dagger, right?
Yes.
2 damage. Woo!
3 Junes of damage.
Oh, this spider must be almost dead.
No, not even close. The dagger
proudly
sticks into its
Clear
thorax.
over it as well.
Twitches a wee bit. June takes his attack.
All right. I see the dagger kind of like pinch into the skin a little bit, and it like sticks there, right? And so what I do is I feint with my thrusting weapon again to like draw the spider's attention, seeing how it had like used its legs before, and then I take my gauntleted hand and I just like punch into the dagger that's sitting there, and try to
I
thrust
love
it in
it.
deeper. Yeah. I'll take a. Do you want to just a normal short sword attack to like make that thrust opening, or
Yeah.
how do you want that? Oh, all right. An 8.
Ah, it is
All right.
a nice blow, but you just barely miss the dagger. Instead, just kind
Yeah.
of punching the carapace of the spider.
Yes.
Soon to be carcass, hopefully.
Hopefully. June, Nyx, Abaddon.
All right, I take my flail out of the tree, swing it aloft, and attempt to smash the spider once again with a 20.
Nice.
There
It
we
comes
go.
up over the back end of the spider, crashing into it with a critical hit.
Rolling damage twice for 10 damage.
And just battering open the thorax of the spider,
Splatters
spraying
it.
goo over everything. The forest is covered with thick, colorful insides of the spider. The people at the base of it, too, just get like goopy spider stuff falling in their face and in their hair. And
Kale rushes to collect the goop.
Move! And you have you have Kale running forward to close with this.
Is the spider dead?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Kale's
Brace
running
bumpers.
forward, telling people not to move.
You can get to the.
All right. Yeah, I'll say, hold on for a moment. I'm going to dig through the spider's carcass and see if its poison glands are still intact.
Do you have something in this realm of a non-weapon proficiency?
Not a. Oh, I don't have a proficiency for it. I do have 13 dex.
I've got anatomy and butchery, so maybe I could do it if you ask.
Oh.
I start to dig and I realize I have no idea what I'm looking for, and I say, "Does anybody know how to find poison?"
Yeah, well, as you start digging through it, I sort of unlock part of my mind, I guess, and realize that I actually know what you're trying to do here. And I come over and say, "Hey, wait, I can help you. It's here." And I like move around some spider organs and take out like a dagger and cut away a bit of the shell. Cut away the organs, pull out. Is this what you wanted?
Yes, perfect. Do you know how to get the poison out? I really just need the liquid. And I pull out another empty vial.
So I like cut it open and like squeeze the gland or whatever to get the poison to drip out into the vial.
Why don't you give me a butchery check, I guess, at maybe a slight penalty because it's not quite butchering, but 24 is definitely going to be a pass here.
Got it.
Right.
Also, Kale, are you carrying 6,891 copper? Are you carrying
I listed it as
137
copper,
pounds?
but it should be in gold. I put it in
Okay.
copper because conversions are a pain in the ass.
So can we do like 68, 9,
It'd be 68 gold,
and
yeah.
1? So that way you're not
Sure.
carrying...
Yeah, all right.
million
I'll start
pounds.
doing conversions.
I guess as the two of them are butchering the spider and being covered in like spider parts, I'm just gonna casually lean against Izual, like lean against their shoulder, and I'm gonna say, the glorious heroes of the valley.
Covered in spider goo.
Well, here you are at the edge of the valley. The darkened wood stretches out before you, clearly filled with dangerous creatures. You know this to be Verasi's little corner of this new section of world here. And here you are, the first of Malchus's creations to arrive. are you
I
gonna
had to
do?
give up my soap.
Is everybody okay? Anybody injured? Just making sure everyone's all right as I slowly pull out another empty vial.
I squint at him.
I think we're all fine.
Oh, that's
We
good
are
to
all
hear.
healthy, though I believe there are some doubts to whether you are all right.
Can I recover arrows?
Yeah, you
How
fired
many net?
2. The one that was definitely a 1 missed too far. The one that hit the spider, you could have a 50% chance of recovering. So roll me a d2. A 1 is a no recover. A 2 is a yes recover.
What about daggers? I can just recover them. They're big enough, right? And they've butchered the entire thing.
The one that hits it, you can easily find. The one that missed, I'm going to ask you to make me a similar
But it
50-50
didn't fly
check.
into the forest, though, right? Like that one. You
Oh,
said
that's true. It
flooded
just
right
hit the
next to
spider and
body
fell at the
just
ground.
fell down.
Yeah, why don't you roll me a d4, and on a 1 you can't find it. Because it's still possible to lose things, even if you know sort of where they fell in the woods. I've done it
I got it.
before.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got it.
Are you just projecting your own inadequacies on the characters now? Neal?
Absolutely. I couldn't find this one thing I dropped in the woods, so you can't find your dagger. Yeah. However, roll. Well, is this where you make camp on the south side of the river at the mouth of the woods?
Is it nightfall?
I thought
is
I thought the
evening.
day had just kind of like. No, it is nightfall. Okay.
We're getting on towards night, you know?
Yeah, we got here at like the end of the day, right?
Oh,
right.
okay. I misunderstood. Okay.
Yeah. It's not quite night, but we'll call it evening or maybe pre-evening. You want to be super
Let's
nerdy?
just
Let's
make
camp
near
outside of the tree
river.
line.
Yeah, let's camp
I mean, yeah, if we're right on the edge, we might as well.
in the valley. Oh, out of the woods.
I agree.
After I am finished erecting my tent, I'm going to head to the river and bathe. I want all the spider goo off of me.
That's wise. That's wise. The water is cool and crisp, quite clean and clear. Not a lot of silt or sediment or iron in it. It tastes refreshing.
Excellent. I lament at character creation when Malchus had so gracefully granted me soap and then so cruelly ripped it away so that I could have a flask of liquor.
Clean
Clean yourself with liquor.
Sad choice right there. That's a sad choice.
So yeah, I spend some time bathing until I feel proper clean, and I guess we'll return to camp once that's done. Maybe write some poetry before the day is over.
What sort of poetry does June write?
I am uncertain. I think June is experimenting with different types of poetry. I think that perhaps, given a different day, he tries his hand at something else. I think that the tall, long peaks of the forest reaching up into the sky, casting their shadows long over the valley, with the comets hanging above them and the threat of potential dangers lurking unseen and unknowable in the forest, stirs kind of a darker bend of his poetry tonight. Perhaps he remembers the strange headdress of the woman that accompanies him and her claims of viewing dreams and portents, and works that into kind of this darker shape on the page.
Yeah. Well, you pull out away from the woods, make your rest, and that night, as you are sitting around your campfire, the tent built, and just getting ready for the nightfall, savoring your last bits of rations and swapping little details of your lives with each other.
Do we have any like containers of any kind, like buckets or anything like that?
I don't think anyone bought any buckets.
I don't have a bucket. I did purchase 2 burlap sacks that currently stand empty.
I don't suppose they're waterproof.
Burlap? Burlap's not really waterproof, but it doesn't.
No, it just pour through.
You could slaughter a sheep and spread its tallow all over the edge of the burlap.
What are you trying to do?
Now that we're getting into worse territory, I was gonna go ahead and make a big gallon of acid.
Okay.
Eating acid, right?
Yes. Yeah. But it's a drop, right? You're talking like giving yourself an ulcer or something. That's whatever.
I don't think I have a way of creating an acid container. If you don't,
We have water skins, right?
I have a flask that has liquor, and I'm sure it could hold water.
I think we only bought rations.
Okay. So you
I have a
flask.
water skin, but you may not fill it with acid.
I have stored some of that liquor. If you wouldn't mind me using that for strategic purposes, I can always replace that liquor later. Just make sure to wash the flask thoroughly before use.
Strategic.
I feel that in order to give you this, am going to need knowledge of what you intend to do. What strategery have you planned?
I was going to put a potent acid in there that I could then splatter over our enemies.
Will this be effective? Will it help you?
It would help us. It would give another means of doing harm. In fact, I was thinking about just giving it to you. I can create the acid. You might be better at throwing it.
Then so be it. I will do whatever is necessary to see our task to completion. And then downs everything that's left in it. Just like, go, before handing it over.
What a sacrifice.
I admire your sacrifice. I'll go ahead and consume 1 drop of the acid that I got from Malchus, and say, yeah, that doesn't go down quite right. And in the process, I rub my hands together, and like out of his palms just starts to like flow lots and lots of acid, and I have to like cut off. Actually, I don't know if I can cut off the string. I just like move my hands over to the ground and like start dripping the remainder because I make a cubic foot of it.
Oh, that's a lot of acid.
Yeah. So I fill up the whole flask with acid, and there's like leftover. And I think we're gonna have to get a bigger container in the future because this is gonna get out of hand very fast.
I feel like we're already out of hand.
It's 1 cubic foot per level.
Yeah, that is a lot of acid. Caster must touch the fluid.
I guess technically I'm supposed to convert the liquid, so I fill it with water and convert the water, but Yeah, okay, I guess I don't just drip it out of my palms.
Yeah, in that
I
case,
like
you're
the image
limited.
of you dripping it out of your palms, though. I think
I
that
do,
that's
I do. I kinda
canon
wanna keep
for
with
this. Yeah, that's hilarious.
I kind of like the idea of basically I consume the thing I'm turning it into and just become like a font for it for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We have to make like a little dike or something so that it'll run out away from camp.
I mean, it'll react with the ground pretty much immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah, that's true.
As you make your camp, you see the strange strange scholar, creating acid dripping from his hands. The distant sound of drums begins to emanate from the woods.
Zool
Are there
perks up
areas?
from
So we're in
their
like a
fire
fertile
building.
valley, right? Is there like thick vegetation coverage anywhere?
It's mostly cleared farmland.
Okay,
there-
like even out here toward like the edge of the woods. Like there's a clear demarcation where it turns into like the bad place, right?
Yeah, so you could
is there,
easily
like,
walk
a-
into the woods to get
Yeah,
brush.
is there like a period where you're like not in the darkened woods, but there's like thicker brush and shrubbery and maybe even some trees?
There are some trees and some shrubs. Some of the lines between properties are marked with trees and shrubs. And I guess the very middle of the valley is quite clear, and then once you get to the walls of the valley, it gets a little bit steeper. It's like it looks like a glacial valley with flat bottom, steep walls, and the walls have some woods and brush and untamed wilds.
Malchus did say that Verasi was going to be doing rituals and ceremonies with these ogres, correct?
He did.
Yes.
Should we maybe go investigate this sound? This might be part of our mission.
How far away does the sounds come from? Or like, can I get a good guesstimate of that?
It's probably a few miles within. It's like echoing out of the woods, very, very distant. You can barely pick up that there's like a rhythmic nature to it. It just sort of sounds like a weird din. So definitely a few miles.
Does miles of travel after a full day's worth of travel through the night in an unknown forest seem wise to you?
I mean, I'm feeling great, so if you're up for it.
The
Well,
real
I
problem.
did just have a full flask of liquor, so I'm up for anything.
The real problem is going to be traversing the forest in the dark.
I assume just like not tripping over things. Because
Yeah.
like animal-wise, most things are crepuscular, right? They're gonna be asleep after dark.
It's gonna, but like you're not gonna be able to really see where you're
Yeah,
going.
that's
It
my
gets
concern. It's like
real
walking
dim.
into things and tripping
We've
over
got
stuff.
I mean, I've got a torch, right? There's no reason why we can't travel at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you not have a lantern?
I looked to Nyx
I don't have a
actually.
lantern.
Do you have a bloody nose and like are feeling the effects of travel again?
She's
Like, do you
actually
look-
fast asleep already while the discussion was going on. She's like in the back. So if you were a viewer, right? She's been stretching for a while this was going on. She was like doing stretches and getting ready. She straightened out her clothes, right? Put her hand into her little leather satchel, and then she went to sleep. So right now you just hear
Well.
the gentle snoring in the background as the discussion is going on. Who has a torch and if we're gonna go or not? So.
We could
I
carry
believe
her.
we already have our answer. Let us rest the night.
Our witch is already asleep.
Oh, very well. Should we move somewhere with more cover in case any advanced parties come out of the woods? Like, we're up by the river right now, which is convenient, but if anything comes out, we're in a bit of a open location. We could avoid setting a fire for the night and move somewhere that's a little bit more covered so we wouldn't be seen at a cursory glance.
Is there actually cover? I know you said there was like large vegetation, but are we really gonna sleep in a bush?
There are hills. So.
Yeah, I'm not looking for, like, supreme, you would have to go scouring the countryside to find us. I'm looking for, like, we would be mostly covered up under, like, cursory glances, right?
I mean, isn't that what the tent's for?
Yeah, but we've got a fire and stuff. Like they're gonna.
But then you would see the tent, and that's kind of a problem in of itself.
I think if they come looking for us, they'll find us. They know we're here.
I
How
agree
cold
with
is
the
it?
bat.
It's winter, isn't it?
It is the middle of winter, yeah.
Do we need our fire for warmth?
On that point, I look into the sky as I say my prayers and observe
Here.
the stars.
He already
There are
said
no
were
stars.
No stars.
We
Interesting.
noticed that last night.
Your
Indeed.
space.
Because we're already here on Earth.
I perceive the hidden stars.
We have yet to achieve our truest grandeur.
Roll
The
the
light of the
disbelief
sky
illusion, Nick.
ourselves.
Yeah, I rolled to disbelieve. Good one, man.
Why
That's
don't we
just because
take
the winter gods haven't ascended to the sky yet.
Why don't we take our second break here? When we come back, the next day will dawn, or you'll die in the night, and we'll see what happens.